Okay, so I wanted to do a quick redo on the leaves because it wasn't a very good example on the video. So instead of just doing the picture of the step-by-step, I'm going to actually show you how to do them. Now, you can see that I've put the middle color in already, and this is sometimes really hard to see. But if you'll notice, if you can see that I didn't go all the way to the outline that I have for the leaves, because I'm going to fill those in when I'm shading. And if I go all the way to the line with the middle color, then your leaves tend to start getting too fat. So I just leave that room there so that I can do the shading. Now, we've got the middle color green, dark, the middle leaf yellow, and then the light leaf yellow. You want to always make sure that your paintbrush is loaded with the middle color. And I made kind of ridges here in the paint so that you can, when I'm drawing the paintbrush through to do the shading, it's easier to get a thin line on your paintbrush. And I always make sure that I have that I know which side I'm going to do the light and the dark with. So I look at the lettering here, and so to the left of the lettering, I do the dark. To the right, I'll do the light ones. So I'm going to leave the first one just the middle color. And then I'm going to just run the paintbrush through my dark here. Sometimes you get a little too much. And if you get just a little blob, just tap it off. Okay, and I've got paint all over my fingers. And so I kind of tape this down so it doesn't move while I'm doing it. I use my hand as a support for my other hand so I can keep it steady. And then I'm just going to start laying it in here. And this is where your C stroke kind of comes in. We're going to go up to the red line, and then I'm going to turn it to that point. Okay. All right, and I just wanted a little bit more. Okay. Oh, and then see, I forgot to leave that one as the blank one, so we'll leave this one as the blank one. I do this all the time. All right, so now I'm going to go on to the next one, and I'm just going to do the other ones real quick, like, so we can get on to the next set of shading. Okay, so I'm going to skip that one. All right, and then I am going to do the next one. And then you kind of turn it like that C stroke, bring it up to a point. Oh, that one we kind of ran out of paint. Now your goal is to try and get this all done in the first pass, but that doesn't always work, as you can see. So I'm going to go back in here, and I'm going to continue up here with the dark shading, turn into that point, bring it together. Now, if you'll see that sometimes there's some red left off to the side that I didn't quite cover the red line, that's not a big deal, because once you're done painting and the paint is dry, now this is oil paint, so it's going to take a few days to dry. But when it's dry, then you can just take a paper towel with a little bit of, like, I wouldn't necessarily use the paint thinner, but you can go in and you can actually wipe that tracing paper off so it won't be there in the finished product. So I'm going to quickly do these last two leaves. So like I said, just go up, and then we're going to do that kind of the half of the C stroke, and we're going to turn and pull up. Okay. Okay, and one more. And then as you can see, I'm turning the paintbrush up to the edge so it comes to a point. And that's why you do the practice strokes, so you can get that little turn. Now what I'm going to do is I want to get the dark color off. So I'm going to just get as much as I can off. Okay, oops, and I got some yellow on it. All right, then I want to go back into my middle color. I want to load the paintbrush again with the middle color. If you don't load the paintbrush with the middle color, it tends to pick up the paint that you've already left on it, and you don't want that to happen. So now I'm going to actually show you two different ways to do the middle and the light shading. The first one, all right, so I want to use this one. We're going to do each one separately. All right, so, and being that I'm right-handed, I like to turn this around because I do the better C stroke from this other direction, and that's totally fine. All right, so now I'm going to go in with my middle yellow. Let's see here. I'm going to do that one here. And again, we're going to do that. This one's more kind of an S stroke. And so you just come up to that point. It's kind of hard to see this red here under this light. All right. And so I'm just going to do those two with it. Actually, I'm going to do this one also. Just kind of edge the paintbrush. Okay. All right. And I'm just going to clean it just a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and load it with that middle color. All right. And the reason I go side to side is because I don't want to get the dark mixed with the light. So I'm just going to edge this in the lightest color. Okay. And then I'm going to do just this one with the lighter color right here. And pull up and make the point. All right. I want that a little bit more, but you... Okay, just like that. All right, now I'm going to clean this off again. And this last one I'm going to do with the way I prefer to do it. I'm showing you both ways, but what I found that works best for me is I'm going to double dip. Okay, so I'm going to load my brush with the middle color again. All right, and then I am going to dip in with the middle yellow. Got a little bit of a lump there. And then I'm going to dip it over here into the light. That kind of got messed up. All right, we're going to just dip it into the light. So now I've actually got both middle and yellow on here, or middle and light. And I want to get this so I can see it better. Okay, and again, I'm using my hand to stabilize. So now I'm going to go in here with my double dip paintbrush. And I'm going to go in and just do that same thing. But you notice that I've got a little bit better shading with the middle color, because so many times and then that didn't work totally like I wanted, but you can see the light and the middle yellow instead of covering over the middle yellow with the light if I do it one at a time. So you figure out whatever works best for you. I'm just going to go in and just kind of soften this a little bit. There we go. And just like that. And so that's how you do the shading of the leaves. This is the one I prefer because you've got a little bit more shading as you come in toward the center of the leaf. Now there's going to be other things that we're going to add in the next full-length video, but I will take a picture of this. I'm going to just do a couple little touch-ups here. It's just this little ridge here of paint. I'm just going to kind of go through here and just soften that ridge that sometimes you get, and that's not a big deal. So there you have the step-by-step, although my first and my second one are backwards. But you do the fill in most of them with the middle green, and then we're going to shade with the dark. And so we shaded them all with the dark. This one is just adding the middle. And then this one is adding the middle leaf yellow, and then the light one, and then this is doing the double dip. Now, like I said, there's always a cleanup stroke when you're doing rosemalling. So if there's a rough edge or something, don't worry about it, because your cleanup stroke, the next thing you do, is going to help clean that up to make it a finished line. So the next one is going to be the line work, the veins and the teardrops and stuff that we're going to add to our leaves right here. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments, and we will see you for lesson 3.